Hey guys, got in a new weapon light to take a look at. This is the Streamlight TLR-1 HL X. So the TLR-1 has been around forever. I don't even know, maybe 10 to 15 years or something. And then the TLR-1 HL has been around for at least 6 or 7 years. But this X model, they just released it. And there's quite a few changes and upgrades over the previous TLR-1 HL model, but the biggest difference is it now will take rechargeable batteries. But I figure we'll do a real quick unboxing, go over all the features and specifications, show you guys how to operate the light, give you guys some beam shots at nighttime, probably get out to the range with it, make sure it handles recoil okay, and then give some thoughts on it. So it obviously comes in Streamlight's typical packaging. Assembled in the US. And this does have a front flip down to load the batteries. I'll show you, it comes with 2 switches, but there's no low switches with this one. It's just high or higher. And we'll go over some of this stuff here in a bit. All right, let's get it out of the package and see what this is all about. So in this stuff here, we have a little tool. This is what's used to change out the switches. And that's what these other ones here are. So your high and higher. And then we have all of our different rail inserts. I know it has for Berettas. It has a Glock one, a 1913. I think there's a Smith & Wesson one. And most of these will be labeled. You see how that says GL? So that'll be for the Glock one. I'm not sure what's on it right now, but we also have the charging cable here. This is like a Y split, so it's USB-A that you'll plug into your wall or whatever, to the laptop, whatever you have, USB power banks, and then USB-C dual on the other end. Got a user manual. There's usually stickers or something in here. And then we have the light and the batteries. Show you these batteries. These are kind of proprietary to Streamlight, but you can use any CR123As or any rechargeables like the RC 123s. So these are 3.6 volts, 850 milliamp hours. And the model is the SL-B9. Manual shows you how to change out your rail keys, how to mount the light itself, how to change out your batteries, and then operation of the light. Give you guys some close-ups here of the TLR-1 HL X. You will see there's some different buttons here, and then I mentioned the switches earlier. The previous versions always had like those rotating switches, and this is more like all of the other Streamlights where it's just push button. And then you'll see on this side, there's like this little lever here that was never on the other versions. And that's actually going to be how we open the front here to put the batteries in. And it does have a 1913 rail in there right now. It says number 1. I believe there's also a 1913-2 that's included in that little packet. I know people are going to ask if this will fit in all of the other TLR-1 holsters, and I honestly don't know. It should, but this is just a hair longer, and the width is actually just a hair less, but I don't think it's enough that's going to make a difference on holster fitment. So the HLX is coming in at 3.45 inches in length, and the regular TLR-1 HL was 3.39. And then the width of this is 1.44, and the height is also 1.44. And the regular TLR-1 was 1.47. So again, I don't think it's enough to make any difference, but I also can't be 100% certain either. The HLX version is slightly heavier than what the regular HL was. So we're at 3.9 for the light itself. With the included batteries, we're at 5.2 ounces. The regular TLR-1 with just the CR123A batteries weighed 4.32 ounces. So this is like almost a full ounce heavier. And some of that extra weight is the light itself, and some of it is the batteries. Those rechargeables do weigh just a little bit more than what just regular CR123A batteries do. So this HL X version, when using the rechargeable batteries, is 1500 lumens. The previous version, or just the regular HL version, is only 1000 lumens. So it's a 50% increase in output, and the candela is 20,000, and the original HL was also 20,000. So they did not change the candela at all. In fact, that 20,000 rated is only if you use the rechargeable batteries. If you use just the standard CR123A batteries, it's actually less than what it was on the original HL. This is only 15,000 with these batteries, and the original was 20,000 as well. And think of candela almost like how far the light throws, which is 283 meters on these, but not only just how far it throws, but how concentrated the light is when it throws. And candela is really important in a weapon light. All right, let's go ahead and throw these batteries in. I will let you guys know that this is IPX7, like dust and waterproof rated. And it's aluminum. The whole thing is out of some type of aircraft grade aluminum. But to get the batteries in, there's a little button right here that you have to push. And you can actually do this one-handed. I'll probably show you both ways, but the button pushes in right here. And then at the same time, there's this lever here that we just need to kind of flip forward. And then this will just pop down. A little stiff there the first time. On each side of the light, it's going to show you the direction of the batteries. And we'll just start with these first. I'll charge them up later before we go outside tonight. So we're going to go just like that there. Then we're going to bring this back up, basically hold it in place, and then flip this back down, and then you hear like a little click. That means we're locked in. So the operation of this light is very, very simple, and that's exactly what you want on a weapon light. You don't want to go through modes and have to hit a bunch of buttons or anything like that. So basically you can have momentary or constant, and if you want a momentary, you just press the button, hold it, and then when you're ready for the light to go off, you just release the button. If you want it to be constantly on, you just tap and release immediately. You can see we have a really nice defined hot spot right there. A little bit of kind of corona or a little bit of bleeding right there. And then the edge is over here of it. So we'll check this out at night and see what that really looks like. But you can see it's definitely very bright. Again, 1500 lumens. This does have a strobe feature, but it's not programmed from the default settings. So it has the 10 tap technology. So if we want to activate the strobe, we have to hit this 9 times pretty fast, and then on the 10th time hold until the light shuts off. So let's see if we can get it programmed here. All right, now it should be programmed for strobe. And the way you access strobe now that it's programmed is basically you hit the switch, you release, and then immediately hit again. So strobe warning here. And you can do that in constant mode as well if you want. So it's just and that is it for the modes and the operation. Very simple, like I said. These switches, they do have a little bit of texturing up on top here. You can push in or push down. Either way will work on these. And there is almost like almost like a grip tape, some type of like soft texture that's inside there. I wish that same stuff was up on top here. Did want to make sure that this will work with regular CR123A batteries. It should, but let's check it out to be certain. And I just saw it flash on, so it should work fine. Again, a little less output here with these. These are 1,000 lumens versus the 1,500. They actually will run longer with these batteries. The capacity is a whole lot more. So yeah, if you're using CR123A batteries, it'll run an hour and a half, but the rechargeables is about an hour. And like that's what I was saying earlier, that the old version, it used to be 20,000 on the Candela with these CR123A batteries, and they've decreased it to 15,000 now. This will mount basically the same way as like the previous HLs did. You just kind of unscrew that, and then it's spring loaded to go onto your rail. And just so YouTube knows, I'm working with a completely safe gun here, unloaded. And adding a flashlight to this pistol does not modify it. It does not make it do anything other than what it was originally manufactured to do. But you're obviously just going to push that over and then push that up onto your rail and then release it. They claim that it's toolless, that you can just use like a nail and then just kind of finger tighten it and stuff. I always like just take a coin just to give it that last little bit. But as you can see, it is rock solid on there, and as it should be. So kind of the idea of this design is that obviously you don't have to take this back off now to switch out your batteries, and you should be able to do it one-handed. So you can see that the switch is kind of down right now, kind of pointing back toward the gun. So you can push in this button, and then at the same time with this finger, you basically just pull that up, and then this will pop down. And then you can dump the batteries out, put your new ones in. I'm going to try it out on another pistol. Again, no magazine, no round in the chamber. This is a safe gun. As far as these switches, if you want to have one of the slightly higher ones for one side and one like mid one here for the other side, you can do that. If you want to have both high, you can do that. But just this little pin right here, you just basically start pushing it one way. This one comes off. You put the other switch on and push the pin back through, and you can do the same for this side. It's very easy to swap those out. But just to kind of give you like an idea, kind of where it hits. For me, I like the way this feels right here, right now. Kind of fits my hands just about perfect. All right, I will get these batteries charged up before we do any of the nighttime shots. Just want to show you guys that we do have a red LED showing that they're charging, and I believe that turns green once they're fully charged. All right, try to give you guys an idea of what the Streamlight looks like here at night. Keep in mind I'm recording on an iPhone, so it will be much brighter in person than what the phone picks up. But you can see that hot spot over there on that wall. Very impressive. All right, here's another example about probably 35 feet away from this wall. And now I'm about 70 feet or so away from the house. And finally about 50 feet away from this corner. See how it lights it up here? All right, guys, out at the range this morning with that Streamlight TLR-1 HL X. Probably going to do 50 to 100 rounds. Just make sure that the light doesn't flicker or shut off. Make sure that it doesn't like walk loose from the mount or anything like that. All right, back from the range, and as expected, there weren't any issues whatsoever with this light. It did not flicker, it did not shut off, it did not get overly hot. So what do I think about this TLR-1 HL X? So first off, I think it's constructed really well, as are most Streamlight products. I think it's going to be very durable, should last for years. I like that they've changed the design, and you now load the batteries from the front, so you never have to pull the light back off of your pistol. I like that the user interface is really simple. Basically on off, high only. I don't want a weapon light that's going to have me flip through lows, mediums, highs, strobes, and then back to low, medium, high. I just want one bright light. And speaking of that, the HL X version does have a really nice bump up in output, being at 1500 lumens versus 1000 on just the HL. And the beam on this, the beam profile, is actually pretty nice as well. You do have a really nice hot spot, but you do have plenty of flood as well. I love that they have changed their switches. This is just so much better than that like rotating switch that they used for years and years and years. Just so much more intuitive and easy to operate. I like that you can use multiple battery types. You can obviously use the rechargeables that it came with. You can use just regular CR123A batteries, or you can use your own rechargeable RCR123s. Few little negatives about it. From the time that I did the unboxing till the time I'm finishing this video, it's been about 3 weeks or so. And I have read a lot of reports about holster fitment. I said earlier in the video I didn't know that. I thought maybe it would fit. People are saying that if you have a holster that is specific for the TLR-1 HL, that this will not fit. It's something to do with like the flaring, and then maybe also this right here, that little lever for the battery door. But then I've also read that if you have a holster that just says like large flashlight or large weapon light, and it's one that you can use for a Surefire, one that you can use for Streamlight, the O-lights, that this will fit. So I can't guarantee a holster fitment on this. Another kind of con for me is that they did not improve the candela on this version over the regular HL version. I just feel like if it's an opportunity to improve your lumen output, also improve the candela, bump it up to 30,000. This is just my opinion, but like on a weapon light, I want the most candela I can possibly get. I want that beam to just like punch through to really kind of illuminate that thread or target that's out there. Another small negative is if you use those rechargeable batteries, is you are going to get significantly less of a runtime. They just don't have the same capacity as what just standard CR123A batteries do. So if you're using this as a duty light, you may have to keep another set of batteries with you. So at the time of me recording this video, these are just starting to hit retailers. The few that I've seen so far, these are priced over $200. You can get the original TLR-1 HL for around maybe $140. So we're talking at least a $60 difference. So if you're trying to decide between the original and the HL X, again, $60 difference, you're going to get increased brightness, you're going to get the rechargeable batteries, and the capability of using multiple battery types. And also the change out of the switches, which is huge for me. I really like these switches. So if you didn't have either weapon light and were looking, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer to go with the HL X, even though it's more expensive. And if I already had an original, would I personally upgrade to this version? Yes, I think that they did enough improvements that it's worth buying this new model. I don't think these are available on Amazon just yet. Whenever they are, I'll come back to this video and update it and leave a link down in the video description. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.